Just have to do it without.
You're running. Action.
Okay, so this is Zone 5. This year we're still interested in going to perhaps Ibiza if you want to go there. We like the idea of sitting all in a villa and talking about architecture for a week. We're still interested in a line between Ibiza and London, but we're also more interested this year in the potential of space in virtual reality. And by that we don't necessarily just mean kind of environments that you create, but also the kind of virtual reality of borders, the intersection of nations and these lines on maps. We might be interested in the kind of virtual reality of a network, Facebook, these kind of things. And we're also interested in the connection between the physical and the virtual. And what we do, we thought we'd show you some of a project from last year, which is by Owen Pearce, who's going to come and help teach in the unit and talk you through how you might take physical concepts and place them into virtual spaces, but also, more importantly, explore the potentials of this new kind of space. This usually has sound, but for some reason I can't get it to work. But we like this idea that there's a new type of space that can exist within a computer that isn't bound by the reality of physics, the reality of surface, the reality of weight. And what are the potentials of that? I'm not going to say an awful lot more about the unit. We have a series of kind of premises in place, one of which is we consider design to be a behaviour, not a body of knowledge. So the way that you behave in the studio becomes important to the output. We're really keen that you work collaboratively, not necessarily on collaborative projects, but that you help each other out. You behave like a design studio. I think that's all I'm going to say about it. Do you have anything to add to that one?
It's fun, and you learn a great deal by supporting each other rather than competing with each other. I think all the units in Roots are like that. It's certainly something that we like to emphasise.
We certainly have no guarantee of success. You're only guaranteed to fail quite a lot. Our field trip, as mentioned, will probably be Ibiza. It will probably cost about £350 all in, and will occur in late November. That's all there is to it. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions? Yes, one question.
So, will we be encouraged to use a specific sort of software like Max or something like that, or anything to create?
Not really. This was created in Unreal Engine 4, which is free. You can translate from pretty much all of the software applications, including Revit, 3D Studio Max, Rhino, into this relatively easily. Owen Pearce is going to come into the unit and teach. He's kind of a master of getting this kind of stuff into a virtual environment. We have a one HTC Vive headset in the school now, which we can test these things on. The idea really is to see what the distinction between this kind of space and this kind of space is. You know, it's an important decision for architects to make. But it's also crucial that we don't end up designing games. I mean, the profession has been doing that for the last couple of years since this technology came out with the Oculus Rift. People are used to wandering around very conventional landscapes in VR, but we're questioning what the potential of this new environment is. And this environment that has the potential to spread across the world. The site might be a three-dimensional YouTube video, the site might be a global set of individuals connected on virtual reality headsets.
David Green mentioned.
So David Green's going to come in every so often as well, which is quite useful. He's got some interesting ideas about the kind of connectedness of people to borders that we'll discuss within the unit.
Do you think we'll struggle if we don't really know how to do
No, you won't struggle if you don't know how to do this. No one knows how to do this. That's the beauty of it. Like, how would you have learnt it? You know, that's one of the points of being in university is you learn these incredible new skills. It's actually not that hard to pick up. And with Owen, who actually knows how to do it, can give you advice and start you on the process. It will be fine. Don't worry. Cool.
Is there any architectural design?
But I think it depends on what you consider architectural design to be. Yes, you can take it how you'd like it to be. I mean, it can be something that's completely fantastic as long as it's rigorous and situated in contemporary research as well. It's important. And
It's
search as well.
important to say, we hope you'll get beyond the idea that architecture has to attach itself to buildings. It certainly can and does, but it doesn't have to, and that's what's interesting about what the students in DS5 or Zone 5 are doing.
Sorry to ask another one.
It's all right. I didn't do a long
Do
presentation.
you envision say your research into this sort of unit probably gave you some kind of insight, just like anyone with their background, right? So would you envision us sort of trying to achieve this sort of deeper understanding and then imbue that into architecture so we can understand the space, say, through this medium, and you directly see that relation. So if you teach us these skills,
Yeah.
we'll go and live and create future systems and whatever crazy.
I think the position is that you have to understand the rules you're breaking before you can start to break them. And that's partly your education up until this point has taught you a lot of stuff. But also we'll start dealing with moving images and time-based media before we jump into this. We won't be saying, right, virtual reality, right, let's do a virtual environment straight away. There's a kind of sequence of things which are called zone documents, which feed you into the program and the system of thought and behaviour that's important to zone.
You mentioned moving images, and what I've seen from last year was
Yeah.
more video based. I was just wondering, is there any restriction for like submission criteria? Like, is there essay based, or do you want it to be video?
There won't be any essays. There is, for the final submission, there's a maximum of 5 minutes of moving imagery that can be shown. So we'll work over the year. You'll have a kind of gamut of moving stuff that we'll refine into 5 minutes worth of presentation.
You've been talking about buildings that don't necessarily have to stand up or be physically possible.
Yeah.
How do we link that in with architecture?
You have to start to redefine what these kind of criteria of technology are, what the rules of thumb are for the virtual world. You have a series of rules of thumb for things like beams and for cantilevers that exist within the physical world. I think we're going to need to redefine those.
So it's not
Don't worry.
careful.
They got the main bit. We'll have to redefine those for what the virtual landscape might be. So part of the technical process is to define a set of criteria for designing in virtual space. And Charles is up for that. He's gone, but he's up for that. Yes?
Would we be able to define our own meaning of what virtual space is?
Yes, exactly. I mentioned briefly that there's an idea that a virtual space might be a series of borders drawn on a map. So it's not necessarily this kind of playful computer graphics. It might be something that's much more transient and much more personal to you as well. Cool. Thank you very much indeed. Right, next is this. PC, you're allowed to plug in. Yeah.